The first stopover for the American leader was actually the U.S. military base, Camp Humphreys. His South Korean counterpart was already there, waiting to give a surprise welcome and set a positive tone ahead of the summit talks. Kwon Jang-ho fills us in on the starting point of Trump's trip in the nation.
The red carpet was rolled out for U.S. President Donald Trump as he made his first visit to the Korean peninsula. Several U.S. presidents have visited South Korea in recent years, but this was the first formal state visit in 25 years since George Bush Sr. Official requirements of a state visit meant Trump was greeted with a guard of honor, a 21-gun salute, and a senior minister, in this case Kang Kyung-hwa, the foreign minister. He then promptly boarded his Marine One helicopter brought in from America and flew to a U.S. military base, Camp Humphreys, for his first stop in Korea. There, he was greeted by President Moon Jae-in in a previously unannounced change in schedule to give a surprise welcome to the American leader. There have been question marks over how well the two presidents get along, and this move was seen as a deliberate gesture of goodwill to try and address this. And it seemed to have worked. Trump looked jovial as he sat down to eat with Moon Jae-in and the U.S. and Korean troops in the military canteen, cracking jokes and smiling.
Well, I had a choice of having a beautiful, very fancy lunch, and I said, no, I want to eat with the troops, and we ate with the troops, and it was good eating. It was good eating.
Camp Humphreys has a special significance to South Korea and the U.S., as it's the biggest overseas U.S. base, costing $10.7 billion, of which 92% was funded by South Korea. A presidential spokesperson said the base represents the strength of the alliance, and President Moon took the time to thank the U.S. forces.
어려울 때 진정한 친구를 알 수 있다고 합니다. 여러분은 우리 대한민국이 가장 어려울 때 함께 피 흘린 진정한 친구입니다. 여러분은 우리 한미동맹의 아주 든든한 소속이고 또 한미동맹의 미래입니다.
It was perhaps unusual for the first stop of a state visit to be at a military base, but it seemed to set a positive tone for the start of President Trump's trip before the leaders sat down for more serious discussions. Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.